Welcome to the Spotlight Series. I'm your host, Scott Nerney. We're from the Cohasset Inn. Stop on down if you want to come on to the Spotlight Series and share what you have going on. We'd love to hear it. Drop us a note at the Rhode Island Wave, and we'd be thrilled to have you on and talk about what your event is, like Joe Wilson from PVD Festival. Welcome to the Spotlight Series.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Joe Wilson Jr., and I have been a member of the Providence community for about 18 years.
Okay.
I moved here 18 years ago from New York to join the resident acting company at Trinity Rep. So
Love
I've
it.
spent 30 years of my life as an actor and director, but now I'm currently the Director of Art, Culture, and Tourism for the City of Providence.
Wow. So you've stepped out of the stage and into a bigger stage.
Into a different kind of stage,
Yes.
I should say.
But people are still commenting and critiquing everything in the
Oh
same
yes,
way.
there's still critics. Those still exist. I don't get reviewed in the paper the way I used to, but the work that we do is very public, and it's a very public-facing department in the city. And
Sure.
PVD Fest is one of those very, very public-facing events that we now it's in its ninth year rather.
Okay. So tell us, I know when I was looking at some of the information online, and I wholly suggest people to go out and take a look online. There's so much there, and we'll talk about that. But tell us what First Works is. It's referenced a lot.
Well, First Works is our producing partner, producing fiduciary partner. First Works is a wonderful 501c3, a nonprofit organization that produces works all around the city of Providence and beyond. They curate events that involve bringing talent both nationally and internationally to Providence. Oftentimes, these national and international acts are also in collaboration with what's happening in community and in neighborhoods. And so First Works is always trying to find a way to create those links between our local art scene, local creative scene, and what's happening around the globe.
Okay.
With really exciting programming. So if you haven't seen a
Great.
First Works production, they're pretty great.
Great. And tell us about PVD Fest.
Well, PVD
Festival.
Fest is in its 9th season.
Okay.
PVD Fest and First Works is our founding producing partner, so they've been with us from the very beginning. But PVD Fest is a celebration of the arts scene in Providence. It, over the past few years, has attracted over 100,000 people
Wow.
to our city annually. And we platform hundreds, and I mean hundreds of local artists. PVD Fest will have 7 stages around our festival footprint, which is around the I-95 District Park land along the river. So along with those 7 stages, we'll have artists roaming the footprint as well as buskers performing throughout the 3 days of the festival. We'll also have hundreds of artists and vendors who will be on the footprint, as well as a very robust food truck village, which will also be featured. And so the first PVD Fest is September 8th, 9th, and 10th, the weekend after Labor Day. We start on Friday with a curated concert in the I-95 District Park land, and we're also having an opening night party at the CIC building across from the stage. All of that information about our opening night party can be found at pvdfest.com. But that's the first opening day. It's a very light day. It's from 5. The concert is from 5 to 8, and the party is from 7 to 9.
Okay.
At that party, will be the mayor will be unveiling our new commemorative poster that we've done for the first time this year, and we're also unveiling and sashing, so to speak, our grand marshals for a PVD Fest parade and our honorees. That'll be Friday.
Okay.
Saturday is from 12 to 7 on our footprint. We open up both sides of the river with a full array of programming. And we're really happy to announce this year that we have a headline performer, the legendary civil rights icon, Grammy Award winning Kennedy Center Award honoree Mavis Staples will be performing live and free Saturday at 6 p.m. until 7:15, and that will then open us up into a full lighting of water fire that night. So the important thing is PVD Fest is completely free. Yes, apart from our opening night party, which is a fundraiser for the festival,
Sure.
PVD Fest is free and open to the public. And of course, Sunday, we're back on the footprint from 12 to 6 for, again, a full array of programming, 7 stages, hundreds of performers, artists and vendors, food trucks, and the whole 9 yards. And so it should be a really incredible festival. We're really excited about this year's festival because I think that we're doubling down on what's important for this festival, and that is platforming our local talent and making sure that the spotlight is squarely on their work and celebrating how much they drive what is our creative capital.
And we are a very big arts-based city
Yes.
and area. There's so many local theaters and artists and singing, and there's a lot of talent that comes from Rhode Island. Some comes back. We think of there's so many festivals that kind of dot around the state a little bit, but this one, 9 years, is really a staple of where we are.
PVD Fest truly is a reflection of the robust environment, the vibrant community that we have of artists and designers. You talk about our culinary, not just theaters, not just all the filmmaking that takes place up
Sure.
here, and also for many of our artists being so adjacent to Boston, we have lots of our actors, for example, who do film work here in Providence, but also do film work around the region. This community has been a really incredible place for artists to be because, number one, and without being crass, it's affordable.
Right.
It's a really accessible, affordable place for people to be. But also, so much of our rich cultural history is rooted not just in downtown, but in all of our neighborhoods. So there's also a vibrant cultural heritage component to the work that happens, to the creative work that goes on at PVD Fest, Providence rather. All the walking tours, all the vibrant cultural corridors, whether it's Atwells Avenue or Broad Street or Wickedon or the Valley Arts District. There's so many of these places in Providence that you can go and experience all of the rich cultural offerings that make our city so great. But the accessibility of the city, the walkability of the city, the affordability of the city has really created an incredible set of conditions to be a really vibrant place for so many of our creative sector, and not to mention our food. I mean, we have some of the best food in the country because of institutions like Roger Williams, and so many of those kids decide to stay and make a life here because of all the reasons that I've mentioned. And so
Right.
we're proud of all of these things, and just really happy to use PVD Fest as a showcase for all of that rich cultural heritage, creative capital that exists only 15 minutes down up I-95 in our city.
And a food truck village.
A village. It takes a village to feed, all the folks that'll come to PVD Fest. As I've mentioned, last year there were 115,000 people that came to the festival. So we'll have at least 24 food trucks that'll create a village around a parcel of land along the river. There'll be picnic tables and places for folks to sit. And so it really should be an incredible day.
And a lot of varied types of music that people can enjoy.
Oh yes, that's correct. The music is all over the spectrum. Of course, Mavis Staples, we know, her talent, and we know the array of music that she has produced. But it is a wide range of talent. We really take pride in curating a festival. And when I say curating, it's not something that I do or that someone in a back room does, but we actually use artists, local artists, to help us curate our stages. And so, this is all done by, for, and of our artistic community. And so with that, you tend to get a wide range of folk, wide range of tastes. And that is a mantra of my department, is to provide access, to provide entree, transparency, and to be able to include as many different kinds of people, kinds of work, kinds of background, welcome them all to what PVD Fest is. PVD Fest is not just one thing. Providence isn't just one thing.
Right.
Our cultural, the scope of the cultural offerings that we have are wide and varied. And we're also, we're a 50% Spanish-speaking city. Providence is a minority-majority community, and so that also adds to the kind of cultural vibrancy that exists in the city. So we're really, really excited, and too, with all of the universities and colleges that are a part of our community, there's also a large influx of outside folk who call Providence home,
Right.
and so they also bring their special, flavor to all that we have to offer in the city.
And what is I know you typically have some type of a mission or, a goal each year. What is this year's?
Well, the goal this year is, this obviously has been a transition year. I'm a part of a brand new administration. I have been on my job for 7 months. Literally the day after the inauguration in January, I was on the job. And, my main focus was to make sure that we were able to produce a festival in the middle of a transition, in the truncated time frame that we had. But more importantly, as this mayor believes and this administration believes, is the importance of this festival and making it something that's sustainable and that can continue to grow and be, next year will be our 10th anniversary of this festival. And we want to ensure that this festival is around for another 10, 20, 30 years. Any city worth its salt that calls itself the creative capital should have a platform that allows its artists to showcase all that they have to offer. And this administration is committed to preserving that, but more importantly, preserving a festival that is sustainable. And that can actually help Providence, generate the kind of income and interest that our capital city deserves. And so it being a tool and a device for us moving forward to be able to showcase and talk about and sell all that's great about the city of Providence.
And when Mayor Smiley was running for office, we had him on the Spotlight series, and him and I had a fantastic conversation talking about people need to see the benefits of their city, their taxes, what the city can do for them. And I think this is just the next step of, these are the types of things that the city is bringing to the people. Not just, I picked up your trash, I filled your potholes, but something like PVD Fest, they're bringing something to the city for the people, but with the people. And it seems to be a common trend in his administration that he's working in partnership with the people, not just throwing something at them.
No, it's definitely in collaboration with the people, and again, creating a festival that is of, by, and for not just the people of Providence, but the people of this region. One thing that we pride ourselves on in Providence, and it's a message that we'll be, taking moving forward, is our, and maybe I'll say this and get in trouble, but I don't care. I think so often we talk about, well, we're not Boston and we're not New York and we're, punching up, to our weight, and there's sometimes this sort of inferiority complex around who we are, being the smallest state in the union. But I think actually our size is an asset. The fact that we're able to be, as I like to say, a collaboratory. We're actually able to try stuff. We're actually able to make connections with people. We're actually able to see in real time what works and what doesn't work. We actually know our neighbors. I, as an actor, was able to come into this city and not just be a theater actor at Trinity Rep, but I was given access to help other nonprofits raise money. I was asked to serve on boards. People cared about what I thought. I was allowed to be an activist. I was allowed to be an advocate. And the access that the city of Providence has provided me has led me to be able to have a position such as this, to be the director of a department within our city. And I don't think that there are many cities where that opportunity would exist for an artist or a creative. That's one of the powerful things about the city of Providence and this region. But more importantly, Providence should be a jumping off point for everywhere else in New England. We have a fantastic airport. I love flying into our airport because it's easy, you get in, there's no drama, it's fantastic. But also Providence is, and this region, we're affordable. So even if you want to, say visit Newport or visit the Cape or spend some time in Boston, stop here in Providence, or better yet, get a hotel room here in Providence or in Warwick and take the 30-minute train ride to Boston. Or, we have tons of transportation down to the islands and in different places in South County. And so we're really trying to create this feeling and this understanding, this energy around the city of Providence and Warwick, because I also serve on the Providence Warwick Convention and Visitors Bureau. So, that why can't we serve as a hub for all of the other activity and serve as an access point for all of the other activity that's happening here in New England? Providence, we are ripe to be that place. And so, the message of this administration and what we're developing every single day is how to tell that story, that inspires people to want to come and see what's happening in our city, but also encouraging people to come and make a life here. I'm proud to live in a city that, I may really get in trouble for this, we're not banning books. You know, we're not trying to tell drag queens don't have bingo. You know, we're not doing those things. So I'm most proud to be a part of a community that is so inclusive and so generative and so gracious. Yes, we have our issues, and yes, we fight, and yes, we disagree. But the spirit of Providence is one that is welcoming, one that is inclusive. And to me, that's the best of PVD Fest. It's a welcoming, inclusive festival. It's a family-friendly festival. There's something for everyone, and it's, if I didn't say this before, it's free. Free, free. So come on down and enjoy the festival.
And just one more shout out to where people can find more information.
Absolutely. PVDfest.com. PVDfest.com will have everything you need. You can volunteer. We need volunteers. I'm asking youth groups. I'm asking college kids. I'm asking church groups. Come and volunteer for PVD Fest. It's a great time. It's a great way to access all of what PVD Fest is and to also give back. And you also get a really cool t-shirt. But also on the PVD Fest website is the link to be able to buy tickets to our opening night party. And again, this is the only ticketed event for the festival. Otherwise, the festival is free of charge, but our tickets range from $100 to $50 to $35 to provide as much access as possible. And I'm proud to say that if you purchase a $100 ticket, that you will receive, this year we are doing our first annual commemorative poster, which was commissioned by Art, Culture, and Tourism. And we will be unveiling that at the party that night. But there's lots of ways to have access to the party. You know, $35, come on down, have a few drinks with us. There's going to be food, there'll be music, and it's an absolutely incredible view of our footprint for the festival throughout the weekend. So come and check us out on Friday night.
So a bunch of artists, 7 stages, buskers, a food village,
Artists and vendors.
And it's free.
And it's free.
How can you go wrong?
I want to also add one more thing. Some of the little bit of the. We're also the parade is happening again on Sunday. Our PVD Fest parade is happening, and this year the PVD Fest parade is going to honor a gentleman by the name of Edward Bannister. Edward Bannister is an African-American artist who was one of the founders of the Art Club in Providence. And so we're teaming up with the Edward Bannister Art Project. There is a beautiful life-size statue. It's the newest piece of public art in the city. A life-size statue of Edward Bannister sitting on a bench that's going to be located at the banks of the river. And so the mayor will declare Sunday Edward Bannister Day. The parade will traverse through our festival footprint and end at the statue site, which will be the unveiling of this statue. But it's going to be a really exciting parade, and of course we are honoring our PVD Fest honorees, which I should mention are Gonzalo Cuervo, who I'm sure is a very familiar name to folks in your circle, and Helen Dukes, who is the founder of Juneteenth RI and has been an incredible community activist in the city of Providence. So the parade will also honor them. We're also going to be joined by the Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization. They're bringing some mentors and mentees to march with us.
Oh, great.
We're having the Kung Fu Dragon Corps. We're having Circus Dynamics. And it should be a really, really fun procession through our footprint, ending with honoring this incredible man, Edward Bannister. So I want to make sure I put some details out about the parade. And if folks want to still be a part of the parade, go to pvdfest.com. And if there's a group, a nonprofit that would like to join us, you can submit through our portal there.
Great. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much for coming on the Spotlight Series.
Thank you.